Valley's leading news program with Matt Pelvin, Aliana Gomez, meteorologist Karen Rogers, Tamala Edwards, and Matt O'Donnell.
It is 6 a.m. on this Monday, August 5th, and the race for the White House has Pennsylvania under the microscope. Vice President Kamala Harris could announce her pick for a running mate as soon as today, and they will launch their campaign together in North Philadelphia.
And also a new push to cut down on crashes. Starting today, Philadelphia police are upping the patrols along two of the city's most dangerous roadways.
And the Phillies did something they haven't done in a while. They got to win. Fans hope they can keep the momentum going as they open a series in Los Angeles tonight.
And to remind ourselves, slumps are normal as long as you come out the other side and keep cruising on to great places come fall baseball.
And we know they will.
We know they will. Good morning to you out there. Aliana Gomez is in for Matt. We've got everybody in for everybody. Jessica Boyington, our other Matt said I'm out of here too.
Matt is off. That's right.
But Karen Rogers is here with your AccuWeather.
We kicked the Matts out of here.
Yeah. I've missed the blue memo. We're all wearing navy blue today.
You're the brightness to go along with the blue.
Aliana, brightness up. Let's take a look outside right now. Speaking of bright, we've got a bright day ahead. We're looking live on Sky 6 over the Commodore Barry Bridge, where we have mostly clear skies at the moment. 75 degrees. It is warm and it's muggy out there. 70 in Allentown, 70 in Millville. Satellite and radar showing nice and clear at the moment. And today is the brightest day of the 7-day period. So get outside and enjoy it. But it is going to be hot. At 8 o'clock, it's sunny and 77. Nice and bright at lunchtime, 88. We're into the 90s again at 4 o'clock. Kind of got a break in the heat yesterday. It returns today. It's feeling like around 100 later on this afternoon. At 8 o'clock, mostly sunny skies and 86. The rest of the week, we're going to be tapping into some tropical moisture because of Hurricane Debbie. We'll be talking about that coming up in just a couple minutes, Jess.
All right. Well, Karen, we're watching 95. Our cameras right now showing around Cotman Avenue through the work zone. No real issues right now. This is actually southbound. I'm kind of waiting for that rush where we're starting to see big delay. Usually we see it here first. So southbound right now, heading towards Center City, no real issues. And moving up to the northeast, pretty much the same story. Here's the Vine Street Expressway and the Schuylkill just near that area. So moving through Center City should be no issue for you right now if you're heading out the door. No accidents reported. Getting around on the east or westbound side of the Schuylkill Expressway looks great too. Same goes for 422. So we're dry out there right now around Trooper Road, east or west. Just a couple of cars to really contend with. And here's the Blue Route. Drive times right now are okay. 15 minutes right now on the northbound side from 95 to the Schuylkill Expressway and speeds into the 60s in both directions, Tam.
Okay, thank you. The race for the White House is now zeroing in on Pennsylvania. Vice President Kamala Harris is set to hold a rally alongside her new running mate tomorrow in North Philadelphia, and we'll learn either today or tomorrow who exactly will be joining her on the Democratic ticket. And Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is on the short list for that spot. Action News reporter Catherine Scott is live outside the Leah Corrs Center at Temple University, where that rally will be held, and she's got more on what we know so far. Good morning.
Good morning, Tam. And we should have some more answers today or tomorrow, but that rally is going to be held here at the Leah Corrs Center tomorrow. Kamala Harris will be here, and it's slated to be her first formal appearance with her running mate, whoever that may be.
Governor Shapiro, how was your meeting with Vice President Harris?
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro returned home to Abington, Montgomery County over the weekend without answering reporters' questions. The top candidates for Kamala Harris's running mate were said to be meeting with the current vice president in Washington over the weekend. There are multiple names being circulated, including Shapiro, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. ABC News sources say the vetting process for BP is over and that the decision now rests in the hands of Kamala Harris. The first stop for Harris and her pick for VP will be in Philadelphia tomorrow at Temple. Harris and her running mate will go on tour starting in Philly, hitting 7 battleground states in 5 days in an effort to introduce the new Democratic ticket. Action News spoke with the president and CEO of the nonpartisan group Committee of 70 about what criteria often goes into picking a vice presidential candidate.
There's so many factors that go into choosing a vice presidential candidate. They have to have good chemistry. They have to agree politically. Sometimes it's seen as addressing a weakness that the candidate at the top of the ticket might have. In terms of Governor Shapiro's consideration, I'm sure the importance of Pennsylvania into this election and our electoral votes in play here are certainly factoring in.
And Shapiro said last week he hopes to be at tomorrow's rally with Harris and whomever she selects. The Philadelphia launch here at Temple does not necessarily mean it's going to be Shapiro, but it does show how important Pennsylvania is to this campaign. We are live in North Philadelphia. Catherine Scott, Channel 6 Action News.
All right, thank you, Catherine. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump is taking a pause from the campaign trail as Harris takes the spotlight. He's scheduled for only one rally this week on Friday in Bozeman, Montana, a state already considered strongly in the GOP column. This past weekend, Trump was in Georgia for a rally with his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. Georgia is considered a key battleground again this year. President Biden beat Trump there by just 12,000 votes in 2020.
Happening today, the Philadelphia Police Department is launching a traffic crackdown to cut down on crashes along two dangerous roadways. And this means drivers will see a lot more police cars along Island Avenue and Aramingo Avenues. Action News reporter Corey Davis joins us live from Port Richmond with what you need to know this morning. Hey, Corey.
Good morning. Hey, Aliana. One of those sections along Aramingo will be over here where we are near the Aramingo Crossing Shopping Center. People know it because the Lowe's, the Walmart, the Wawa's nearby. So it gets pretty busy out here. Officers will be looking out for those who are speeding, anyone who might be driving aggressively or even running the red lights. Take a closer look there at the map where officers will be increasing their patrols out along Aramingo between Somerset and Frankfort Creek, as well as Island Avenue between Bartram and Woodland in Southwest Philadelphia. Their goal is to help reduce the number of people being killed in traffic-related crashes along those two busy corridors. The number of deaths is down right now. Last year at this point, police say there were 71 traffic-related fatalities, and that right now there have been at least 61. The crackdown on traffic violations is also continuing. Officers telling us they've done more vehicle investigations than last year, with police handing out thousands of tickets already. ATV riders and car meetups will also be a main focus for them as well. Here's more from what police say to those who might decide to try to get away from officers.
Put some of these people on notice that, I know everybody, there's this common theme to run from the police, but we get your information and we identify you, you're going to get charged with fleeing and eluding.
And officers say that these initiatives will be popping up from time to time. They'll tell us about some of them while they keep other initiatives private. So as for Aramingo and Island Avenue, the increased traffic violation enforcement is happening starting today all the way through Friday, August 30th. Reporting live here in Port Richmond, Corey Davis, Channel 6 Action News.
All right, thank you, Corey. And it's time now to talk about business. There's some breaking market news in Japan and Europe, news that will certainly have the investment world here nervous this morning. Maribel Aber joins us live from the NASDAQ with our Market Watch report. And we know when the Nikkei is not doing well, it causes the NASDAQ to start getting a little anxious.
That's right. Good morning, Tam. A sharp sell-off in stocks around the world overnight after Friday's weak jobs report triggered fears the U.S. could be heading for a recession. Japan's Nikkei index, as you mentioned, plunged 12.4%. It's the steepest loss since the U.S. stock market Black Monday crash of 1987. And stocks in the U.K., Germany, and France were all falling as well. Those indexes were down around 2%. The selling started in the U.S. on Friday as the NASDAQ tumbled 417 points and fell into a correction, down more than 10% from the record high just set last month. The Dow dropped 610 points. The S&P 500 was down 100 points. The selling is set to continue this morning. Right now, looks like Dow futures down 609. NASDAQ futures are showing a loss, also down 749 points already. Stocks aren't the only thing being sold. Cryptocurrency has been plunging as investors get out of riskier assets. Ether is down more than 15% this morning, and Bitcoin has been 10% lower. According to data from CoinGecko, the overall value of cryptocurrency sank by more than $250 billion over a recent 24-hour period. But the summer job for teens is back. Teen employment rates are rising, and pay continues to go up as businesses look to staff up. More than 36% of teens between 16 and 19 years old are employed now, the largest share since 2009. And the typical wage for a teen worker is now $15.68 an hour, up 36% from before the pandemic, according to payroll platform Gusto. And businesses are offering other incentives to attract teens, from access to gyms to flexibility for vacation schedules. So I'll have more in Brighter. Tam.
All right, thank you, Maribel. We will see you there. And we're tracking a major storm system that could impact weather right here in our region. Tropical Storm Debbie strengthened into a Category 1 hurricane. It is now Hurricane Debbie overnight. And at this very moment, it is very near making landfall in Florida. The storm is set to strike Florida's Big Bend region, bringing winds of about 80 miles an hour. But the worst of it will probably come from the rain as the storm slows and drenches Georgia and South Carolina with potential flooding. Floridians were already dealing with flooding just from the outer bands of Debbie's arrival.
I had to walk home through this, and right here coming across is up to my waist, so it's pretty hard to get back and forth to work.
St. Petersburg, for example, has seen over a month's worth of rain, nearly 10 inches in just the last 48 hours. President Biden has approved a disaster declaration, and Karen Rogers is here now, and she'll also be along shortly with your full weather to let you know about your tropical moisture effects in our area.
And that hurricane, along with thunderstorms up the East Coast this weekend, spelled major headaches for air travel. But as we take a live look from Sky 6 at the Philadelphia International Airport, the situation there is improving on this Monday. We sent an Action News crew overnight, and they found no widespread problems. And we also checked the boards moments ago, found 48 flights canceled in and out of PHL today, 28 delayed. That's up from a couple of hours ago, but still well below the more than 500 cancellations and delays that we saw yesterday. And as we've been mentioning, Karen, this Hurricane Debbie, of course, something to keep an eye on.
It definitely is. After today, the rest of the week, we have a lot of clouds. We've got the chance for some rain, and much of that dependent on the track of what's now Hurricane Debbie. But today we're going to be dealing with the heat, so it's another day as you're taking the dog for a walk. You really want to be careful out there. Watch the dog's paws. At 10 o'clock in the morning, it's 82 with sunshine. At 2 o'clock, it's 91. At 4 o'clock, it's 94. But feeling like it's around 100 degrees. So maybe take the dog out early in the morning. It's muggy now, but it's fine. We do have some patchy fog. Or later in the evening, also a good idea to take them out then. On the height of the day, it could be a little bit rough for the pups. Here's what you can expect. Enjoy the sun today, 94. Tomorrow, we've got a flood watch that goes into effect for rain late Tuesday into Tuesday night. That's not the remnants of Hurricane Debbie, but we are tapping into some of the tropical moisture that's down to our south. And you'll be feeling the tropical humidity, and that sticks around on Wednesday. If we were to see the remnants of Hurricane Debbie or an actual tropical system tracking nearby, that would be happening later in the week. I'm going to show you that in that 7-day forecast coming up in just a minute. And we'll give you the latest position of Debbie as well in that 7-day forecast, guys.
Okay, thank you, Karen. When we come back, it's 6:11, caught on camera. There's new information about a bizarre airborne crash in Chester County. Police know what caused the driver to lose control.
An American is crowned the new world's fastest man. He earned the title in an exciting photo finish.
The Philadelphia Chinese Lantern Festival is back in Franklin Square with all new illuminated and interactive displays, live performances, and the Franklin Square Fountain Show. Enjoy cultural cuisine, the Lotus Cocktail Garden, mini golf, and carousel. Book your tickets today.
Bombers, missiles, aircraft carriers, Communist China's military, built with help of an American, Dave McCormick.
China's success and growth is very much in the interest of the United States and vice versa.
As CEO, his Wall Street firm became the #1 foreign hedge fund in China, getting very rich building China's communist military. Now he's admitted it was a moral and patriotic hazard. He put money over country. You can never trust Dave McCormick to be for you.
I'm Bob Casey, and I approve this message.
A journey is filled with countless moments, celebrations of new beginnings, opportunities for growth and change, experiences that shape your path. There are special, life-changing moments, some that you'll remember forever, and some you'd rather forget. Along your journey, there's someone ready to help, no matter where you are, to keep you informed and in control, and get you where you need to go.
At American Heritage Credit Union, we're here for your journey.
This summer is the perfect time to get away with a great deal on your favorite Hyundai models. All backed by America's best warranty, plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Add more joy to your journey. Hurry into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. But act fast. The hottest deals of the summer won't last. Get in and get away now. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month or get 1.99% APR or up to $1,250 bonus cash. Hurry in to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
You went to the hospital for a routine medical procedure.
And you're trying to recover, but you know something went wrong.
One mistake can lead to a lifetime of surgeries, permanent damage, or worse.
If you think your doctor made a medical mistake, call Gilman and Bedigian.
If you're considering hospice, consider this. When you call Crossroads Hospice, you get Crossroads, not an answering service or a contract worker. You get Crossroads 24 hours a day, even at 2 a.m.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
This is America's border czar, and she's failed us. Under Harris, over 10 million illegally here. 250,000 Americans dead from fentanyl. Brutal migrant crimes. And ISIS now here.
Do you have any plans to visit the border? You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
Kamala Harris, failed, weak, dangerously liberal.
The Philadelphia Chinese Lantern Festival is back in Franklin Square with all new illuminated and interactive displays, live performances, and the Franklin Square Fountain Show. Enjoy cultural cuisine, the Lotus Cocktail Garden, mini golf, and carousel. Book your tickets today. Action News Traffic is sponsored by Dunkin'. Introducing Sparked Energy by Dunkin'. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors, Berry Burst and Peach Sunrise. Drop by or order ahead on the Dunkin' app.
Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Let's get you out the door this morning. Right now, watching the Schuylkill Expressway, just hearing reports of the eastbound ramp to Broad Street currently being blocked off with some construction there. Did check in with cameras in the area. I'm not seeing any delays anywhere because of it. It's a little early for that, but right now, just a detour on that eastbound off ramp. Speaking of the Schuylkill, though, we wanted to look at it here. Schuylkill right around Spring Garden Street, both directions looking all right. You can obviously see some work here on MLK, but both directions, east-west, not really seeing any volume, or at least delays yet. Definitely some volume there, but nothing too bad. Aliana.
All right, Jess, thank you. Breaking overnight, Philadelphia police are investigating after a body was found inside of a pickup truck in the Chestnut Hill section. Authorities say the body was discovered around midnight on the 7700 block of Crittenden Street. The truck was parked near the Windmore train station. Right now, it's unclear what led up to that person's death or if foul play was involved. A pursuit that started in Upper Darby, Delaware County came to an end with a crash in West Philadelphia. The action cam was on the scene at 62nd and Ludlow Streets just after 6 last night. Action News obtained security footage showing the car being chased, slamming into a parked minivan. The driver was practically hanging out of the open door, falls onto the street, runs away, and then a second person in the car climbs out and runs away as well. Upper Darby police are right behind and start chasing them. Police have not said if any arrests have been made, though, or what sparked that pursuit.
We've learned some new information over the bizarre crash that was caught on camera in Downingtown. You can see the white Nissan SUV plow through the hedges in front of a property and slam into a car before driving off. Police now believe the driver of the SUV suffered a medical emergency leading up to that crash. It happened Thursday on the 1300 block of the Horseshoe Pike.
It baffles me. If we had been bringing groceries in the house, we could have been run over.
The owner of the car says he will have to replace the hood and the fender. Police say the driver will face charges. Time now to head on over to Karen Rogers and take a look at your Monday AccuWeather. And of course, we're wondering about Debbie for our friends in Florida and what Debbie might bring around here.
So making landfall momentarily. Within the next 2 hours, making landfall on the Big Bend here in Florida. It's a Category 1 hurricane, sustained winds 80 miles an hour. And then we watch this slow-moving system kind of meander through the southeast. And because of that, potentially historic flooding expected with this. Looks like it may make landfall a second time, somewhere around Charleston. And that could happen between Wednesday and Friday. We can see by Friday it's already inland. It's moving so slowly, just an area of low pressure, as it's not that far off from us, moving through North Carolina. And then the remnants of that could track through our region. So we could be experiencing some rainfall in that the end of the week. As we look at projected rainfall, here's the bullseye that you can see through Charleston and even through parts of North Carolina as well, where they could have potentially some historic flooding, over 10 inches of rain out of this. As far as our region, we're not looking at as much out of that. we're going to have to see what happens with the remnants of Debbie once it continues to get going. Now, right now, we've got a quiet day because all that is far down to our south. So we've got nothing but sunshine out there, a couple clouds. Get out there and enjoy it. It's not a very bright week, but it's a good day to head into the pool today. It's hot, it's sunny. You're going to want to cool things down a little. At 11 a.m., it's already 85. At 3 o'clock, 92. At 5 o'clock, sitting at 94. But when you factor in the humidity today, and you're really feeling the humidity, it's going to feel like around 100 degrees this afternoon. We got a break in the heat yesterday, not in the case today. We bring that heat right back. At 7 o'clock, it's 88. Even at 9 o'clock at night, it's 84. Highs around the I-95 corridor, all in the low 90s. 90 in Allentown, 93 in Williamstown, 91 Atlantic City Airport. But sitting right on the beach, you're just in the low 80s. You are going to get a good breeze coming in off of the ocean today. So you're going to see some cooler conditions this afternoon, but a moderate risk of rip currents at the shore. As far as air quality today, it's not an issue for us, so we're good to go. Moderate out there with the air quality. Let's talk about tomorrow, because we do have a flood watch that goes into effect later tomorrow. This is a look at 7 o'clock in the evening. Looks a little more active in the evening and night. So much of the daytime may be dry tomorrow, then evening and night you get some storms. And here's a look at even 1 in the morning, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, where you're still dealing with some leftover storms. So some flooding expected with that. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Enjoy the sun today, a high of 94. Tomorrow we start off with sunshine. I think much of the daytime hours look pretty good. You're going to keep an eye to the sky at any point late afternoon on, but it looks more active in the evening and nighttime hours. That's not the remnants of Debbie. That'll still be well down to our south. But it is kind of tapping into some of the tropical moisture in the air. And then that lasts into Wednesday with a thunderstorm or two around and 77. But it looks like a lot of clouds through the rest of the week. Thursday's breezy, mostly cloudy, 77. We'll see if we get some rain spinning up. Friday's really the day we start to watch Debbie and the remnants of that, and 78. Even Saturday, Debbie is likely nearby at some point, 80 degrees. By Sunday, it's kind of loosening our grip. We're getting a little more sunshine back into the picture and a high of 81. We still need the rain even after last week's rain, but not that much that soon. So starting with tomorrow, late in the day into a night, that's the first shot we've got for some flooding, but it may not be the only shot.
All right, well, we'll keep our eyes on you. Thank you, Karen. Turning to sports, Phillies fans can breathe a sigh of relief, at least for now.
Yeah, the team finally snapped their worst losing streak of the season out on the West Coast yesterday evening. And this is the big moment in the field. Brandon Marsh in center trying to find a pop-up near the wall. He loses it in the sun, but somehow makes that big catch.
Oh, I got it. Meanwhile, the bats came alive for the first time in a while. Bryce Harper finally breaking out of a slump with a 2-run home run. That final score, 6-0.
Phillies moved to Los Angeles to open a series against the Dodgers tonight. The first pitch, it's going to be a late one. It's at 10:10 if you can stay up.
Action News is sponsored by Window Nation. With over 2 million windows installed, go to windownation.com. Window Nation, the perfect fit.